Welcome back. I see on a lot of the other channels that I watch, they always mention things about pound shops and Pound World and Poundland and things you get for a pound over there. And of course we have the dollar stores over here and Dollar Tree and Family Dollar and Dollar General, which doesn't exactly sell everything for $1. But anyway, I always wanted to pick up a set of these little cheapy battery operated Christmas lights, or as they were calling them over there, fairy lights, just to see what the comparison was for the $1 here versus the pound over there. And just checking out one of Big Clive's videos from earlier this year and another one from earlier last year. Both videos had sets of these, and they had more lights per set. I know one of them had 20 lights, and it was just similar to this with just regular bulbs. And another one had 12 in a set, and they had little plastic caps that you could sit over the top of them. And here's my American dollar, and I just get 10, which is kind of interesting. I know a pound and a dollar aren't exactly the same exchange rate wise, but you know, for all intent and purpose, the dollar versus the pound, it's the same kind of basic unit of measurement for a type of money, and they have the same kind of intent, I guess you could say. You know, here's a dollar, here's a pound. Well, that's what you get for your dollar. So it says they're white. I'm assuming it's their typical cool white. On the back here, there's mention of only using 1.5 volt batteries, which would then rule out using rechargeables, and I believe it does actually say someplace about not using rechargeable batteries. 1.2 batteries, it's not going to get you enough to drive the LEDs, most likely. It's only 2.4 volts, whereas a set of full batteries will get you 3 volts. That's enough to draw, you know, white. They'll probably be powered, you know, a little bit higher than the 3 volts, but the thing about these, and again, something that I know Clive mentioned, that they have a type of LED on here that's got this concave end on it. You can see it concaves in like this diamond shape, which focuses the light more. And yeah, these are actually just like the ones he was mentioning, just heat shrinked on. And of course, you'd be able to slide that little cap on it that these don't come with. But not too bad so far. It's your typical wire. But the reason why I picked these up, I actually wanted to play around with them. More or less was just for the video. And it was only $1. But the other reason was I wanted to see if I could actually run this on my bench power supply over here without the little battery box. And I'd probably need a resistor just to make sure I limit the current going to it, since the power supply is probably going to put out, you know, it could put out 14 amps at 3.3 volts. Yeah, just a regular battery box. Of course, I said you can only use this indoor, and you can see the battery box isn't waterproof or anything. It snaps on pretty good. Oh yeah, there's a little screwdriver. I don't have my small screws in here, so I'll have to get that out. One moment, please. Oh, I had to run all the way out to the van to grab my tool set. Really got to work on getting something small for the desk to keep in the house. Anyway. So yeah, just put some batteries in there, and yeah, it is your typical cool white. In fact, I should have killed the lights while I was up, but I'll do that in just a moment. We'll show you what it looks like. Now I happened to notice one really interesting thing immediately after I plugged the batteries in, and that was the very last light here has a set of leads coming out of it, and they were cut. You can actually see right there, which is interesting. What that means to me, I'm wondering if there was another set of lights, 1 or 2, after they get to that set of 12, or perhaps, you know, maybe they cut it in half to get rid of the 20 from a fuller set. Is that what they did here? I don't really like that those leads are just sitting out like that. It's possible, I'm sure if I move this around a lot, you could probably short them right out and kill the whole circuit. But yeah, I'm not a fan of that. That should be fixed. Of course, to do that, you would just cut the heat shrink right off of this, peel it off, probably do some kind of solder work, and then put a new piece of heat shrink over it. Only thing about that is I don't have a green heat shrink that match this, so I might I might not do that. Maybe I'll just paint a little bit of liquid electrical tape at the end of it. That'll seal that up. So now the next thing is well, I'm going to hack this. I'm going to cut the end of this off, cut the battery box off, and save that actually for $1, actually. This is not a bad battery pack because it has a switch built in it. And really all they did was just solder, you can see right in here, one lead from, this looks like the positive sides of the battery to the switch, then that goes out to the thing here, and then you have the other side here. And there is actually some room in that case for some mini circuitry pieces. Perhaps you can build a little jewel thief maybe and put it in there so you can get more life out of this set of batteries here. That's a possibility. Maybe I have to play with that a little bit. But for now, I'm just going to cut this off, and I'll mark which one's positive, negative, hopefully. And the other thing we'll do here is we'll put this on the multimeter and see how much current this is drawing. Do you have any guesses? I'd like to see them. If you have a guess, put it in the comments right now before we go any further. And we'll come back and see. All right, I marked the positive wire, so I can just hook those up real quick. And I set my bench power supply to 3 volts on the button, and I set it to 50 milliamps. I figured that'd be enough to power this. You know, that it might not be more than that. And if I go ahead and turn it on, we can see they do light up. And yeah, it looks like I'm drawing 46 milliamps. And I'll just pan up here real quick and show you that. This is of course my custom-made bench power supply. I have an idea about this power supply that I might mention in an upcoming video. If I just get the light off of here, we can see, yeah, this is milliamps. You can tell it's on the milliamp scale because of where it places the decimal point. So this is voltage, so it's at 3 volts. 0.47 milliamps. So it's yeah, I'm sorry, it's 47 milliamps. And the lights over here, the green one means it's constant voltage. The yellow one, which is below it, is constant current, and the one down here means power's on. Actually, shut that. This is power on and off. Or I should say, this is actually power off. This is power on. This interface is a little confusing the first time you use it, but after a while it becomes very intuitive. But at any rate, yeah, if I just turn this on, you see it goes into current limiting first, and then once they actually get up to the proper current, they go into voltage mode here. And you can actually just push this again, go back to the 3 volts here. And if we actually start raising this voltage up, you see it goes back into the constant current mode because it's limiting how much current's going into them, not how much voltage is. So that's a good safe way to drive those. But yeah, I can actually just power this off of here. The other thing I was thinking of doing was just utilizing that 3.3 volt tap right here and just power them up off of that. Being that I'm already using the negative 12 volt tap, just simply because it's extra. I don't really need it for anything else, and it leaves my positive 12 volt tap open, but I'm using that to power my desk lamps here, as you can see, and I'm also powering my custom-made light box here. Well, anyway, I'm going to go ahead and just mess around with these a little bit more, and we'll see you guys next video. Thanks for watching. Oh, and by the way, if you're not already subscribed to this channel, you can click on the little icon. It's going to pop up over here in the corner, and you can also check out this video right over here in the bottom corner as well. Thanks for watching. See you guys next video.